Hello viewers, welcome back to this NPTEL course on effective learning for professional development. In the last class we are discussing about knowing self, how important it is, how vital it is to know ourself, our strengths, our weaknesses, our opportunities available in the real world, the job world, etc., and the threats, also risks involved. So and in this regard we need to develop certain skills. Okay, we need to reflect on our abilities, performances, passions and capabilities, and to find out, identify like in which line we want to align ourselves. Like as we have already discussed, there are multiple intelligences. Maybe somebody may be good at sports, somebody may be good at in music, somebody may be good at in diplomacy, somebody may be good at in accountancy, etc. So depending on that, so to we must get in order to get more clarity in our natural self, in our natural skills, that is in which area, in which domain we, our individual self, or we align better. So accordingly, areas may vary, starting from the physical health to relationship to social competence to spirituality to creative to anything, scientific temper, anything, but in which area we better align. So depending on that, so we can develop an intelligence, any line of intelligence gives that is which like we try to devote more time, we become more sensitive and more sensible and sensitive to learn and master the skills in that domain and what is available around us in that domain. Like suppose if somebody wants to be a scientist, then what are the basic competencies, skill, knowledge, etc. he should possess or acquire and learn, and then what are the opportunities available. So we have to be extra cautious, extra sensory, extra sensitive, sensible to identify the highest level of competencies required for that job, or how to develop that in-depth intelligence in that domain. So that is that, and accordingly we can identify ourselves with the future goal. So accordingly it takes time to create a future plan with our vision, our life vision in that domain, etc. But before that we must identify the what exactly matches with our skills, competencies, our passion and our attributes also. So we have to identify the areas, like there are many multiple intelligence areas are there, but we have to first introspect, know ourselves better, get the clear picture of ourselves, our personality traits, attributes, abilities, competencies, etc., so that we can take a decision that that means myself or my skill and competencies, or I can align with this discipline, this domain better, through which I can enhance my capabilities, my self-efficacy and my personal career. So for example, but sometimes what happens, some people they follow one career, at the same time they also follow up, carry forward some hobbies also, that is out of interest. They may not be very skilled and competent in that way, but their interest area covers one or more than one. But so far as the professional career is concerned, they opt for the number one areas, that is, it is the right choice for me. Accordingly they take the decision to opt for the jobs and prepare themselves. So but however, it is an illusion to always get the best picture or the most perfect feature, etc. So nothing is perfect. So in this process you can say the being a perfectionist, actually it's an illusion. If you want to be a perfectionist, then your resources, then time, your skills and abilities may not be fully expressed and explored. So because there are being good at having the right approach, it's okay, but if you run after the being a perfectionist, then you may be losing many time, many resources, many other platforms in this process. So don't create a kind of perfect vision or perfect personality or perfect job, that kind of the right, but that is which is complementary to our individual self, our personality attributes, etc. So that is that is just craft the two, that means the sentences that inspires you right now. Like for example, oh, this job I like, this area I like because it gives me this satisfaction, this give me meaning to life, or I can serve the people, or I can take one or two values that I add to my identity, my career, my self efficacy or esteem, that will be enough. But no, we should not run after the being a perfect, the most right person, etc. This is an illusion actually. So that is you select your current area of focus. So how to choose that area? Select your be mindful and mindful of your available time. Like suppose you are opting for a job for which you don't have time, or maybe that job demands huge time. So be mindful whenever we are planning a career, planning or thinking of a career, etc. You think that what are your other, you just analyze and think that what are your other priorities, how do you want to distribute your time, what is your available time with you, etc. So wherefrom you can start, depending on the all this calculation, then you select a job. So that is a be mindful of your available time, because you are otherwise engaged in many such core activities, many such other activities. What is available time? Like suppose if I reflect that is out of the 24 hours, I got 4 or 5 hours, I have got this spare time. How can I utilize my spare time? Okay, then I look for the part time job, something like that. Okay, so that is how we need to ask the many questions. Where should we start? What is the most important to you right now at this moment? You know, there are certain things which are important, there are certain things urgent, which are urgent. So we have to identify what is urgent, what is urgent, and what is important. Important things, it is important to me, and for that for achieving that important or performing that important job, I have certain time. But urgent things, urgent tasks are needed to be addressed quickly. So what are the areas that we are most interested in developing now? So what are the planning for now, for the near future and the far future? So accordingly we have to identify the goals. So then narrow down your search. Then maybe that initially we can have the multiple options, but we have to, out of these multiple options, we have to come down to the one 1.1 option choice. So here you can say, here the thing is that our body, our mind and spirit also will be properly aligned. So body in the sense that pick up an area that interests you, like this strength training or aerobics or you know, functional training or any kind of skill training, etc. So that is this kind of physical activity you are interested in, you like, you can engage yourself. Okay. Mind is that select one of the 3 topics that you want to explore. Maybe that you love to read the relevant books, you love to teach, you love to counsel, if you love to interact with others, you love to motivate. Now it is in the social media, many motivational speakers are, because they love to do so. So they want to engage themselves in that kind of intellectual activity. So you have to identify that. And spirit is that consider the focusing on gratitude, acceptance, kindness, compassion, meditation and service to others. Spirit, like within it is a kind of inner self. In the inner self, where do you get maximum satisfaction? Okay, that means sense of completeness, sense of you know complacency. That means yes, if I am doing these things, it satisfies me, it gives more meaning to me. So that is like with the spirit, so far as the spirit is concerned, your focus is concerned, you consider focusing more on gratitude. Like for example, if you are helping out somebody else, or if you are engaging yourself in social activity with, you can be a member of the NGOs, you can social service, providing the service in different platforms, or you want to practice some some meditation kind of some coaching center. So these kind of things. So these are the kind of positive higher self activities. Either you offer the gratitude or you accept your clients as they are, being kindful, being kind, compassionate. So you can also that kind of, when you are performing a job and following a career, so you are getting this kind of enhancement, your spiritual enhancement, you can say. You are getting full satisfaction, not only the satisfaction, you are also your spiritual part, your concept of spiritual self also is getting is improved. So okay, so by serving others, so often also implicitly, knowingly or unknowingly, often we select the type of job, a particular job, because internally we can connect our passions to that. Like some people purposefully they want to be the social activist. Some persons, they purposefully want to be the environmental activist, because they have an inclination towards the nature, because they ally themselves very closely with the nature ecosystem, etc. So they would prefer to be like the environmentalist, environmental advocates, etc. Similarly, the person who are more tilted toward the spirituality, they want to be the spiritual motivator, coach, meditation tutor, etc. So they are inclined to. So in that way, by doing that job, we are also getting a self fulfillment within ourselves. So that is spirit, body, mind, and these are the different hierarchies. The body, mind, and spirit. When all these 3 things align in the same line, then definitely there is a self fulfillment, self development, and the compliance, and that means meaningfulness that comes in our life. So now in this process, in this line of development also, some things are more some things in this process we need to develop cognitive intelligence. Some intellectual activities our cognitive intelligence develops because it aligns more with the cognitive development, cognitive skills, attribute, processing skills at a higher level of intellectual capabilities. So it is more of cognitive intelligence we develop. Another thing is that when being empathetic, being service oriented, being compassionate, being grateful, etc., we are also focusing or enhancing our emotional intelligence, that is EI. Another is the intrapersonal intelligence. If you are devoting more time in understanding ourselves, self practice, meditation, etc., that enhances our intrapersonal intelligence. Within how much do we know, or our relationship with our inner self. Okay, that is intrapersonal intelligence. Similarly, interpersonal intelligence, some people they love to talk to others, interact with others, they would love to work in the team, etc. So their interpersonal intelligence, social intelligence is very important, very good, and they also like to develop it. So they primarily through networking, primarily through helping out others, primarily through social services, that is interpersonal relationship. And kinesthetic intelligence, when you do some physical activity, etc., that also enhances the kinesthetic intelligence. So there are different types of intelligence. So depending on our personality type and our interest and how do we plan our schedule and opportunities available. So we knowingly or unknowingly or consciously we opt for that kind of job. Now again, every individual has some strengths and weaknesses. So after doing the SWOT analysis again and again, and competency development, competency mapping and development program activities, etc., again and again, every individual will definitely learn certain skills and competencies, etc. So that is our personal strength, personal worth, competencies, capabilities, etc. Now if you are good at certain things and number of factors, suppose maybe more than five attributes, more than 5 skills, if you are good at, then how to leverage that 5 skills, how to leverage that is your personal strength, how to leverage that strength, that means you are good at, how to leverage that skills for developing a career plan or developing an effective job profile, career plan. So that is why it is important to leverage our strength in the workplace. Like in the workplace, you may be an IT professional in a job, but you have many other skills. Okay, your worth is personal strength is that you are worthy of many other kind of attributes. So if you can leverage those attributes, you can also enhance your career. So first of all, we need to identify. So first of all, know your best skills. Like even though you are an IT professional, you are a very good writer, you are a very good public speaker, you are a very good motivational speaker. So this is the personal growth, but you are not in that particular job, it doesn't require. You have that, but however, along with a regular job, you can also leverage that skills. Being that means being a good orator or speaker, or you can say very good at network. You are a good networker, so you can leverage your skill in enhancing your career beyond the particular job. So know your best skills. First thing is that we have to identify it, and we can make use of these skills to perform better, maybe in that particular workplace or beyond the workplace, or you can also opt for some other consultancy things, etc. So accordingly, you set the goals to advance your position, maybe within the company, like beyond you are delivering, you are doing the job beyond your job profile. Okay, beyond your job task assigned. You are also doing many other things also. So that also very often also gives an advantage, in creating the network, in leadership role, in getting the promotion, etc. So you want to, that means you want to create your own niche or a very special position in the company by doing some other jobs, extra jobs, and becomes not only it satisfies your own ego, but also it also expands the possibilities in your career. So it also helps you to find the best role. Maybe in this process also your seniority and many other, because of your extra skills and competencies, performances, etc., you also may get a leadership role. So and you can also increase your productivity. You can increase your capacity for doing consultancy. So you can also land up in a leadership role, or you can act as a mentor to identify and grow the strength of your team, your members, your fellow. So or you can say you can develop a center also, coaching center also, professional coaching center. So this type of investment or leveraging of our personal growth and competence in the skills also gives us an opportunity to grow further, to move upward, to move towards the fulfilling your potential, self-fulfilling career kind of things, fulfilling our potential in the workplace and beyond the workplace also. Now coming to the career advancement, career advance is the progress to the higher job titles. If you are presently working in a particular job, having the responsibilities, new etc. But in order to enhance your career prosperity, then what are the new skills are required? You can also learn, you can also try for or develop that in the process of day to day activities. Also you can learn the new skills at a higher level. That is, you have an opportunity for the career advancements. So after a certain year of experiences, certain year of expertise, exposure, etc., you are now having this career advancement opportunities are also there. So the key steps are like to determine the career goals and plan progression and work towards the growth and actively pursue. Like suppose you are now today you are a fresher, now down the line after 5 years there is another possibility with the that is the career advancement opportunity. In order to reach there are some specifications, specific qualification, experience, etc. Now you, after knowing that, you also prepare for that. Okay, that is a prepare for. So for that matter, you need to be engaged yourself in the continuous learning. That is why lifelong learning is a essential component in the professional learning also. So in terms of to building the skills with the industry leaders, to network with other industry leaders, to explore the resources, to learn from the global scenario or interacting with other business houses. So that is to build the skills that aligns with or that is very much prevalent in the industries, in the industry, are very much popular in the among the industry leaders. That can take you to the leadership role, primarily decision maker leadership role. So that is why in the beginning stage, before you actually land up in the job, also you can acquire some on the job experiences. Nowadays, students are also doing internship. Why it is internship is important? Because that is it gives them the work experiences, on the job experiences through education, internship program, apprenticeships. Many opportunities are available to work with the industry, corporates, and other startups also. That is to have a work experience, that is also equally important. So then soft skills such as the communication skill, persuasion skill, and the negotiation skills, computer programming skills. So in the job world, besides the core skills, there are also the soft skills are also there. So some hard skills and the soft skills. Hard skills are primarily technical skills. Soft skills are like more of it will be helpful in establishing the network relationship, like the communication, negotiation, all the soft skills to enhance your interpersonal interactions, interpersonal relationship, interaction, etc. So in this process also acquire the valuable industry skills. Also sometimes you can also take the break from the regular routine work and then join for some go on Leon and join in another company or another industry organization, etc., to have a updated knowledge about the work processes, etc. And because each industry they have unique skill, they focuses on the unique skill depending on the type of organization it is, and they what they look for in future. These are some of the soft skills required for different types of jobs. Hard skills differ as per the type of the job, but soft skills more or less they are required in every type of job. So now creating a personal development plan for the career growth. So identify your career goals first, long-term goal, then the short term goal, and in between what will be the action plan. So the define the long term goal, that is primarily visionary goals. You envision after yourself or down the line 10 years or 15 years, but what in order to reach there, what are the specific measurable goals right now you have to focus on. So define the specific and measurable goals that aligns with your long term vision, passion, interest, etc. But these are the prerequisites. These specific measurable goals to be achieved are the required prerequisite for reaching that visionary goals. So break down all your goals into the short term goals, then long term objectives, short term goals, then your action, then objectives and action plans, everything. So assess your strength and areas for improvement, reflect on your own current skill sets, experiences, achievements, your core strength, like even the personality also within, like your positivity, your resilience, and your compatibility, adaptability. These kind of things are also soft skills which can also help you in the professional world. Seek the feedback from mentors. Feedback plays a very important role. Feedback from peers, feedback from mentors, feedback from colleagues, feedback from seniors. All this feedback gives us a clear picture about what we are good at and what we are lacking, so that we can work upon on these deficit areas and we become more insightful in gaining more knowledge about how to improve it. So, from time to time you must do the self assessment through SWOT analysis or by using some other digital tools, etc., to gain the more holistic view of our capabilities or proficiency. Then set the development objective. Development objective define the specific objectives. When the short term goals you define it into the small specific objectives, the specific objectives which are aligned with your career goals. Not that all the specific objectives should be aligned in one line or are related to each other, so that it can enhance each specific objective, enhance your career goals. Okay. So, then primarily nowadays these SMART goals, we often talk about SMART goals. Industry people also set the SMART goals. SMART goals, what is the specificity that SMART goals as per the positive psychology concept? SMART, whenever we set up a goal, specific goal, it has to have certain characteristics. It must be very specific. It is not very broad. For example, you are doing the research. The research topics should be very broad and vague, but it should be specific and measurable. We can actually do it. It is doable. It is measurable. It can be quantified. So, and that there is a boundary. There is the boundary that you know that what is exactly to be done, measurable, then achievable with the available time, 1 year, 2 year, whatever time is at hand. So, it is really feasible and achievable. It is not very vague, it is not very, no, you will be lost in this process. No, it is achievable, it is feasible, it is actually practical, and it is also very, and whatever topic you are selecting, it must be, or objective you are selecting, it must be very relevant, authentic, relevant. It has a meaning, it has the relevance in the present context, that is relevant and authenticity. Then time bound. For achieving each specific objective, you must have a timeline to ensure its focus, to ensure its clarity, to ensure its conclusion, etc., its implications. Time bound, maybe you have set 6 months time or 3 months or 5 months, depending on the type of objective you are selecting. So, and accordingly, suppose when in the specific short term goal, you have suppose identified 5 or 6 objectives. Then you prioritize these objectives as per their importance in your career growth. First objective may be this, second objective may be following all this smart formula. So, out of these 5 or 6 objectives, we have to prioritize which is the top one, which is the basic level, then progressively from simple to complex, or 1 to 10 or 5, whatever. So, that is prioritize the objectives which are sequentially arranged in terms of their importance, in terms of relevance, in terms of their potential impact on your career growth. Then identify the development opportunities, like what are the, after working on the specific objectives, what are the opportunities available in the market, or further professional training programs, workshops, seminar available in line in that area, so that you can also align with more development objectives in this line. Explore many such webinars are available, online courses are available, e-learning platforms are there, and also you can work for some time, some internship in the industry to get more insight or practical knowledge, and also take the advantage of internal training programs, mentorship program, discussion forum, and any focus group discussions, or maybe you working in the multiple projects, cross functional projects also within your organization. You can gain different types of knowledge and learning experiences that you can invest in your specific learning objectives. Then engage in also in the networking events, industry conferences, organizing the seminars, conferences, becoming a member of the professional associations, and that will expand your knowledge, your horizon, your connections, your networking, all these things. So, these are while setting the development objectives, you also have to work on these kind of opportunities available for your professional growth. Then thereafter create an action plan, that break down all the things, objectives into smaller achievable action plans. So, assign the deadline, timeline for everything, and allocate the resources like time, effort, financial investment, or how would you plan to go ahead in that development journey, that also you chalk out action plan. Then regularly from time to time review it and track a progress on that to ensure that you are in the right track. Then continuously learn and reflect. Every moment is getting the feedback, seeking the feedback, or working on it and developing or improving it. So, continuous learning and reflection is that, like seeking the feedback and guidance from various from your available people like colleague, from your colleague, industry experts, mentors, and mentors, even from the from your junior also, that is, and from very different sources you collect the feedback, so that you can develop more insight into you can gain insight into your topic, in your objective, in the work process, and to enhance your skill also, to refine your skills, or to bring refinement, or bring the latest development, or quality improvement in your particular skills. Now, engage in self reflection. Self reflection is that engage in self reflection from whatever we are, like feedback that we are seeking from others, then we are working on this. Sometimes self feedback is also there, self check exercises are you can say it is a kind of reflex. Self feedback is more of a result of the self reflection, introspection. Okay. So, engage, very often we must engage ourselves in the self reflection to evaluate our progress, to identify the areas of further improvement. There is, yes, there is scope for further refinement, further improvement, further opportunities for new learning. So, in this way, and also from time to time, when you are progressing well, getting the best result, you also celebrate your achievements, for it's for boosting your self worth or self efficacy, etc. And always we must, in the process of continuous learning, you must stay updated in the industry trends, what is happening in and around, advancement taking place in that domain and across the domain, in the interdisciplinary, transdisciplinary areas, what are the best practices available. So, by going through the podcast, reading books, articles, and social media and professional publications. So, that is to get to know about the latest updates and practices, and to cultivate is always a growth mindset. Always there is, you must be keen to learn, you must have an open-mindedness. That means to receive, ready to receive the new ideas, new perspectives, to look at the new dimensions of anything. So, that is called the cultivate the growth mindset, to embrace any new challenges, to learning from different even from learning from the critics also, then opportunities available, and your willingness to step out beyond your comfort zone. It's like if I said, oh, I have done it, I do not have to go through the more references, etc. I have done it. No, but if there is a scope, and if the time permits, you can go further beyond your comfort zone, even if you have done your best, but go have a look. So, that requires to cultivate a growth mindset. So, similarly, some of the strategies also we can leverage for growing in our career, like strategies that are unique, that is to leverage to leverage our unique strength. We can also focus on certain strategies like overcoming the self doubt. If we are good at these things, so be confident, know your strength, ability to navigate the moments of the self doubt. Like if you are not clear, we seek the feedback, we validate our ideas through self check exercises. Different platforms are there, different tests are there, etc. So, if we have the certain strength, unique strength, that is our USP, that we must acknowledge it, we must have the ability to navigate from time to time, but we must go beyond this self doubt. Okay. To make sure, we must go through different processes, get the feedback, go through the different types of tests, etc. Like people repeatedly, so many people, they are sitting in the JEE entrance examination, UPSC examination again and again to get that, to know about their self worth, their strengths, and how to leverage it, or how that means their depth of knowledge, how their depth of knowledge and experience can help them in leveraging you. So, when it reminds us about our strength, when we are very confident about our strengths, our positivity, our capabilities, etc., definitely it boosts our confidence, it enhances our self belief, and it is also a very essential part of our self efficacy. So, guiding the career decision also, when assessing a very potential career pathway, always consider, that is, how can you align your good strength, your unique strength, your positive character strength, how can you align it with the career you are opting for. You are good at, you are best at in this area. If you are selecting the career job, so there is in that job, in that career, you have an opportunity, you will get an opportunity to encash, to leverage your strength. That opportunity is also very much. So, take the career decision accordingly. So, focusing on our own strength, decision making, because focusing on our strength, career making decision, all these things, it requires that we have to work on what we are good at and enjoy that process, and then that fulfillment can take us forward towards the towards selection of the right career. So, crafting your unique value proposition, that is our USP, that is I am good at this, or being able to articulate clearly what sets you apart, how different you are, how unique you are in terms of your worth, in terms of your communication skills, in terms of your competences, which is very much essential to attract the clients. If you are going for an independent, to be an independent consultant, to be a professional in particular career, so you have to initially you have to acquire many skills, competences, etc. So then thereafter, when you reach to that point, then you have already now you have already created your own position, niche in the market, because you are unique as because of your learning and experiences that you have gathered. So, that means incomparable. That means in order to reach that point, to reach that status, to reach that point, you have made hard work, effort, dedicated yourself to acquire the skills, A to Z skills, competencies from every angle. Now you have acquired all these things. Now you are advocating, you are saying that this is my USP, this is my unique value proposition, I am good at this. Okay. So, and it is very much essential to draw the client. So, independent consultants, independent even professionals, even in the medical profession, even in the engineering profession. So, when we consult, like architects, so some outstanding doctors, consultant doctors, that means they have acquired not only the mastery, but they have the unique proposition, unique value, unique competence and skill in that domain. So that they have acquired it through effort, through learning, etc., continuous learning, and now they are very sure of, they are confident about it. Now they are starting inviting their clients to, and clients, that means the client consultancy, it gives you a platform, whatever you have acquired, now you are practicing it. So, that gives you a platform to further advance your career and skills. So, when you know that your unique value, how to communicate it, like you are good at this, then you have to create a platform, you have to create a platform to draw the attention of others, so that clients will come to you, or you may be invited by some experts, some companies, some organization, etc. So, in that process you have already acquired the mastery and value, you have the value and you have the skills, competency, but how to communicate it, how to disseminate it, so that you will get more opportunity, you will get more client, you will get more platform to execute or to practice and to deliver it. So, I am just stopping it here right now. Next class we will continue with other things. Thank you very much.